This conference will now be recorded.
All right, as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so let's talk about today. Overall, not the best day we've had. It's we're coming into a summer Monday during summer. On top of the fact that it is July 4th week, which is just for the most part, see, it kind of sucks because the fact that it's on Thursday, so you have today and you have tomorrow. Tomorrow should be pretty good overall, and then Wednesday we're pretty much going to see everything dead, and then Friday we're pretty much going to see everything dead. So even though we have 4 days out of the trading week, so Wednesday, I don't think it is a half day, to be completely honest with you. I know somebody had, I think Derek had said that. Not Derek, excuse me. Derek just said that. I think Jack had said that before. But if someone could correct me, yeah, it's a full day. There's no, I don't think it's a half day at all. I mean, I looked it up and I can't find a half day, and I can. Since I've ever been trading, there's never been a half day before. So I think, we have the full week, but, the problem is that even though it's not really a half day, Wednesday really is a half day. We typically don't really see much that goes on during Wednesday. And then Friday, I probably won't even be in on Friday, to be honest with you, is because I doubt we're going to see anything going on, and just sitting there kind of gets a little bit brutal. But overall, it's going to be slow this week. So we really, really, really have to focus on, number one, on getting a real big show of hand that shows us that the stock needs to move way far away from where the prints are actually coming in. But number two is our stories. So when we have weeks like this where we're just, typically don't really see much that's going on out there, what I look for is I try to set myself up. And that's really all we have for this afternoon right now, is a few stories that I want to go over and just kind of explain, because there's nothing new that's popping up right now coming into the afternoon. So let's talk about BABA first. So BABA at 176, this is not only the first time that I posted the prints earlier coming in the chat room. But from there, what I'm looking for, so this is the second time, and I know someone had just posted in the chat as well the huge amount of prints that we had at 176 last time. So really what we're looking for is this setup. So those 176 prints, we ended up coming underneath there. We're breaking towards this double bottom, but overall what we're going to be looking for is after this pullback to come back up. Now, Apple is a little bit of a different story. This is a little bit more confusing, especially if you're looking to trade it for like the longer term side of things. But we have great prints that are sitting there at 204, which tell us 205, no doubt. Now, I never make a price target above a major level. So for instance, 204, the amount of prints that we saw there, should it go above 205? Absolutely. But statistically speaking, what are the chances we're going to get prints at 205? Okay, if I ever 205 just got passed and didn't give us any real prints that came back in, that would be one of the most shocking things I've ever seen while trading, and the percentage is gigantic and exactly huge. So coming to that 204 level after we get our pullback, coming back up after 205 will tell us really what we're going to be expecting. Are we going to be going to 210? Are we going to be going to 207.50, in that area? So this is another one. But overall, got to remember something. We had those bid prints that came in at 202, but those are riders. And I think that we need to spend a little bit of time on riders, not only in classes that are coming up tomorrow, but also just maybe Traders Exchange or something, because a rider, you have to understand something. A rider is somebody that's playing a pull up or a pull back. Okay, that's all that a rider is. So what happens is that if we get, so let's say the dominant market maker is at 204, okay, on the ask side of things. What that means is that the stock needs to now pull down underneath 204 in order to build the position to go above 204. So what happens is that when we're at 204, if we come to the 203 level and we start to see bid prints come in after that, the bid prints are what a rider is. They're riding the acquisition phase. Okay, it could be distribution or acquisition, depending. Acquisition obviously going up, distribution going down, but they're riding the phase of someone building a position. That's what a rider is, because overall, knowing that the prints are sitting there at the 204 level tells us the stock needs to go up. That is first to the table. That's where the dominant market maker is. So everyone that's selling, okay, underneath to go further down is riding that pull down from the dominant market makers prints at 204. Now, is $1 enough for the riders? It depends what the prints are. Okay, so overall in Apple, if you get riders, it's got to be at least $1. Okay, if it's not at least $1, I'm not happy with a high probability trade going back going back towards the prints. Okay, but in this case, as we were coming back down to the 202 level, we saw more prints that came back in. What that's telling us is that someone's making money because they still know the stock has to come down based off the dominant market maker coming at 204. So overall, we're still looking for the stock to go down as long as we continue to see these riders coming back in. But overall, we need the stock to be above 204 to satisfy the prints from the dominant market maker that we saw coming in this morning. CRM is another good one. Now, this is not the best trading stock by any means. And on a normal day, I probably would never even have traded this stock this morning. But, we got a huge amount of prints. Remember what difficulty of trade is. So at 153, we had that difficulty of trade where there's not really any type of volume, but a huge position being taken. So we end up pulling back up. Now, was 153.50 enough? I wasn't happy with it. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to take it. It just means that's not as much. The amount of prints that we had on that bid side of that 153 level, it really needs to pull back up, a lot more. Based off the volume that we see going on today, you can see that the actual volume itself on the daily isn't that bad. Okay, but that's a little bit misleading compared to what we saw going on, because this morning on pretty much the entire moves, the volume was very, very, very low. So you have to be careful. It's just like if you look at a stock, like for instance, right now it's trading 3.6 million shares. That's plenty in order to look and put onto our list and to trade it. But when you actually look, it's only trading 6,000 shares a minute. Okay, so you could have a stock that trades for 10 minutes, okay, puts 100 million shares. Well, I mean, this is a complete exaggeration, but it could trade for 10 minutes. There could be 100 million shares, and then it just stopped trading. So you have to kind of keep that in mind, especially when you're looking at the daily volume on the moves that you see going on out there, to understand that just because it's trading 3.6 million shares, it's still garbage. So it's going to take a long time for everything to come into fruition. Now, what that means as well, especially during summertime trading, if it takes a long time for the prints to come into fruition, it takes a lot longer for them to actually build their position. The longer it takes for them to build their position, the longer it takes for the pull-up to happen before it actually ends up coming back down. On those cheaper stocks, it's just a perfect example. When you see those cheaper stocks, all of a sudden they start trading 500,000 shares, you see the prints and it pulls back 5 cents and then just, continues to go. That's because it's so much volume that they can build their position very, very quickly. Now, if you cannot build a position quickly, it takes forever. What is it? I'm drawing a blank. MYSZ? MYSM. I forget the position we're talking about, but at 45. Okay, it had a huge amount of ask prints that were sitting there at that 45 level, but it's going to take forever because we know it only moves about 50 cents. It trades a whole bunch of shares, but it doesn't really have that range. Now, a stock like CRM, as the range is great in CRM, but guess what? You know what? The volume today, the actual trading volume itself, it got a lot that came into the morning that's making up for a lot of this bar. So it almost looks like it's going to be normal, but it's not normal. I mean, almost since pretty much about 10-15-ish or so, it hasn't been trading much. So these are all things that you have to, MLDZ, MLDZ. MYSZ was a stock that we traded a long time ago. Okay, but yes, MDLZ. Okay, we know that the stock needs to come back up, but look, it's going to take forever. It's going to sit in consolidations, and it's going to come back down. Now, don't get me wrong. When you make the right trades every once in a while, you could see a stock like this that jumps up to 65, but that's just not how you have to play. You have to play it based off averages and what it typically ends up doing. All right, and then other than that, what else? Those are really the only three that I have right now that I have really much interest in. Just based off the stories coming back in. Now, remember also, Apple, when you have prints, and I just want you to understand something. So if you have ask prints high and you have bid prints low, what's the move? Ask prints high and bid prints low, what's the move? Yeah, find something that doesn't. Okay, it's that simple. Just because Apple trades every single day on the longer term side of things. Now, guess what? For a day trade, it makes it very easy because when you have ask prints real high and it starts pulling back down, then bid prints low, it makes it a lot easier. But if you're looking to trade something, over days, over weeks, or whatever it is, when you have a setup that sits like that, there's just nothing that you want to. There's nothing that you should do. You want to look and find another stock that's not going to put you in that position, because at the end of the day, okay, if we hold Apple tonight, okay, there's two possibilities, okay, based off the prints that we saw. What are the two possibilities? Number one is that we see it blow past 205. Number two, well, actually, there's technically three. Number two would be it goes below that 202, or number three, it just kind of sits there and doesn't really do anything. But why put yourself in that position? So BYND is another one. Yes, those the 160 bid print. So one thing about this stock is that we have buying that's above. I think it's a 168 or 167. Either way, we have buying that's above, but overall we're seeing a lot of selling that's been coming into this. We just had some prints at 156, two prints, which is not, yeah, so 168. So overall, this isn't a bad day at all. When looking at how much that it came back down on, the selling was big. Don't get me wrong, but we still do need to get a bigger pullback that comes back from that. So having those prints up above definitely gives us a decent setup, but at the same time, it's the same thing that we were just talking about. So we have ask prints above, we have bid prints below. It's a shitty longer term setup. Okay, a lot of, if you're on the longer term side of thing, a lot of it's going to come from research and understanding the company, and then the rest of it's going to come as it's really kind of almost a play it by ear, because it's just not a great setup, and there's better setups out there that we can find. Now, is this going to be the week to find those better setups? Probably not. But overall, that's the strategy that we have to take going into things. Now, anything else out there that I missed? Unfortunately, I don't think. Rich, this afternoon was very informing me and cleared up a lot of questions. Can you please post it to the YouTube channel? Absolutely, Anthony. I'll do it as soon as we are finished. And yes, I don't think that there's anything left. So I have something. A new route that we're going to take for these classes. Now, obviously, every recording of all the classes, anyone that's enrolled into classes will be able to go and watch all of the informative. But we're going to do a little bit of an interactive level 1 class for these next 2 days. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start pulling up stocks. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a lesson, and then I'm going to start pulling up stocks, and we're going to start working on mindset. Okay, now it only takes one is kind of the theme of the classes that we're going to be doing this round. Okay, but at the end of the day, what I'm going to do from now, so pretty much we have our classes this week, then we have classes next week, then Tuesday of the week after, we're going to finish our level 3 classes. And that's going to lead us right into the week before the on-site. So what we're going to do for these classes, I'm going to teach you guys how to think, how to look at something and make a decision based off of information that you see before you even look at the prints. So once you understand that and you see that the stock actually has a chance, then when you add the prints, things get a lot easier. So I have a pretty cool game plan. We're going to do something that we've never done before, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then, guys, on-site is, what's today? The 1st. So on-site is 23 days away. If you are not enrolled already, I promise you, you're going to want to be. So I certainly would make sure that you block in your hotel as well as get enrolled. And then we will, before you know it, guys, we're all going to be in Miami, and I'll be doing our morning meeting from there. How many people are signing up for on-site? Give or take 20, Derek, in that area. But yeah, we're going to have a full class. We're going to have a lot of fun. And there's, a few other people that are coming back in, but, we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to learn a lot. I'm going to teach you guys how to think, as well as, once again, it's always a very good time. Remember, I met Donna at on-site. So you're going to meet a lot of good people, a lot of people that you're going to be close with for the rest of your trading life, which is just invaluable. You can't beat that. So I'm just completely ecstatic. This month is going to go by so quickly, and before you know it, we are going to be there. All right, guys, so I will talk to everyone in the chat, and happy trading.